Hello sir, so today I'm going to present my assignment tool, which is mainly focusing on the concept overview of my project named Nyonya Reflections. So the concept idea for this is Nyonya Reflection is an interactive art installation that combines projection mapping and AR to bring the Baba Nyonya porcelain to life. So basically, I will be feature the three main artifacts, which is called Kamcheng, Chupu, and porcelain tiefling carrier, as the storytelling canvas that can reveal the beauty and the meaning behind all this beautiful porcelain. So the media forms that I'm going to present in this project is mainly these three, which are spatial design, projection mapping, and also AR, augmented reality. So now I'm going to explain one by one on how I'm going to utilize these forms for my project. But before that, I will explain on the experience flow. So when the user first come in, they will start with the spatial design first, which is the dome shape, and this can allow them to immerse the space with like calm ambience, and also like it also allows them to explore the space and the porcelain freely, so they can just walk around. This is how the spatial design's purpose in my project. And then when the projection mapping starts, I want to let the audience to attracted by this beautiful projection, and from the visual storytelling, I want them to understand the story of each of the porcelain, and finally, I want them to evoke the emotional impression from the story of Baba Nyonya. And lastly, which is the augmented reality, to allow the audience to gain a deeper understanding via AR gamified learning. So it also encouraged the audience to continue explore through like gamified ways and also rewarding. And when they finish collected three of the porcelain, they can redeem a physical souvenir for take home experience. So basically this is the experience flows and also the purpose of each of the media forms that I've used in my project. So here is the more detailed user journey flow that later you can have a look. So I will just skip here first. And this is also like from the problem statement that I've gotten from my research, and I solve all these problem statement using my design. So each of my design in my project, there is an intention and it will like solve the pain points of the user. So this is like a quick storyboard, and I'll start with the spatial design. So for the spatial design, I want to create an immersive environment that we can combine the cultural storytelling with digital interaction. So it was set up in a dome-shaped immersive space, and because of this dome shape, it allows like 360 storytelling environment, and this can allow the audience to feel like step into the story of Baba Nyonya. So here is the interior spatial design. So as you can see here, the audience will enter from this entrance, and when they go in, there will be three porcelain canvas that arrange strategically. Like here will be the tiffin, the middle will be the kamcheng, and also the left side will be the chupu. And at the center of the dome, I will be putting the real porcelain display, and also all these porcelain, they are displayed on the rattan structure, which this rattan structure is actually like symbolizing the authenticity and also the cultural craftsmanship. And this curvy rattan structure is also symbolizing like roots, unity, and connection. And because it's also endless, so it's also symbolized like I want to make this culture to be endless and eternity lah, basically. So this is like the floor plan from different view as well as its dimension, and also the porcelain dimension. So here are the actual porcelain size, and here is basically like the bigger size of the porcelain that I will be putting on the rattan structure to project to use it as the canvas to project my lighting. And the material symbolism that I have explained it just now. So here is some of the 3D modeling. And this is the exterior spatial design. So it's quite similar with the interior one, which I still using this like curvy structure that match the interior design, and it's still like they are connected together, so representing like continuity and eternity. And for the surface of the dome, I was wanting to add like a simple projection so that maybe during the night it will light up and make the overall dome to be more visually appealing. And this kind of like small projection will also interact with the wavy structure of the dome. And here are some of the different angle of the dome. And here's the 3D modeling. Later you can have a look. And these are the first version of rendering. It's like I want to visualize the projection mapping mockup on the porcelain and also how it interacts with the surface of the dome. So although it's not very perfect yet, but this is like kind of like a simple mockup. And also with this like white model, it's actually still in progress because I haven't really like applied texture yet. So for my submission, it will be complete one. Yeah. And here are some of the patterns for each of the porcelain, and some interior design in different angle. And this is the exterior one. Yes, so the exterior one is mainly to show how the structure look like. And of course for my final submission, I'm going to also like make it to be more realistic, as in I will also add some environment elements, so it won't be like a dome in a plain floor. So the next one will be projection mapping. So for this one, I will be utilizing the dome shape of the immersive space and use it as the canvas of the projection mapping. And in order to make the porcelain to feel alive, and I will be using like a plain porcelain canvas, and using the projection mapping, it will project very nice on the porcelain, and it will project the motif and the pattern, so it won't be like just a very dull, very boring like display, but it can feels but it's a dynamic one. And when the visitors like watching the projection mapping, it can feels like it brings the porcelain to life, and also reveal its hidden story behind all this beautiful porcelain. So it's not like oh it's just beautiful in visual, but for every of the artifacts there are like very meaningful story behind it. So basically this is the goal of the projection mapping. Yeah, so this is the sequence of the visual storytelling, Chubu, Tifin, Kamcheng, and the ending, which is the connection of words. So for Chubu, it's mainly to tell the story of femininity, beauty of a woman. So Chubu is basically like used by women for putting like makeups, and also sharing the sweets by storing them into the chubu. So here are basically the storyboard. And tiffin is mostly on family and togetherness, cause like it is used to store meals, and it can be take away like for the family members to take away to their work or school. So it's about a symbol of affection and togetherness of a family. And this is the storyboard. And Kamcheng is a symbol of celebrating the unity, and it's mostly used on big festivals. And the Kamcheng is used to like also store foods. And here's are some of the storyboard. And at the end is the connection of roots. So it's like a grander a final the beautiful ending of the Nyonya Reflection. And last but not least, which is the augmented reality. So for this AR app, it will extend the physical exhibition to allow the visitors to continue explore the Baba Nyonya porcelain rather than just like visual storytelling. So using the gamified way and a rewarding system, it will encourage the visitors to learn more about the story behind the porcelain. And yeah, this is the many of the user experience. So during the projection mapping itself, they can already start to scan the porcelain using their phone, and the AR app will detect the model, I mean like the porcelain models, and it will like pop up with, oh, you have already unlocked a certain porcelain, and then the AR app will encourage the visitors to explore and find the motifs, like by rotating the porcelain itself, and then they need to find like what is the signature motif of each of the porcelain. And for this one, it's like a gamified way for them to just find, like hide and seek, and then when they found a motif, it will pop out with the meaning of it. And then after they finish finding all the motif, it will unlock the story card, which is like a very simple and straightforward one, and also easily to digest. And after they have already read through the story card, it will pop us with an interactive quiz where after they have completed all these 3 questions, it will allow them to redeem a mystery gift. And yeah, after completing the quiz, it will show that, oh, you have already discovered like how many out of 3 porcelain stories, and after they have collected 3 porcelain, they can redeem a physical souvenir. Yeah, so this is like to encourage them to continue to explore, and also like a take-home experience where they can bring a physical souvenir back home. Here's some of the wireframe that you can have a look later, and also the UI design, and for each of the page I also like add on the description. Okay, and for the creative direction, I'll be using like this kind of art style. It looks more graceful and also elegant, so it's like a balance between heritage and modernity. And the typography that will be used for the UI, and here's the mood board. Yeah, okay, so as a conclusion, I hope that I can use my project to inspire like a same sense of discovery in others, especially like for young people who feels museum is boring or cultural, is like very disconnected. So by blending all this like technology, I would like to make the cultural learning to be more engaging and immersive. It's not only I want to live and I want to make a beautiful visual, but behind all these beautiful visuals, there are also like meaningful stories that I want to share to the public. So yeah, so this is the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening.